Well, hey, and welcome to the office again for the N-Gage project part 4. Now, if you can remember, last time we pretty much finished setting up the N-Gage track on this desk, on this side of the office. Yes, I know it looks a little bit messy at the moment, but don't worry about that. Honestly, don't worry about that. It's fine. I do have to have work, I do have to get things done. But yes, it ended with basically these two bits of flexi-track here, and then I basically wrapped all the rest up. I tied it all up ready for the next part, and you can see that it goes all the way around the back there, all the way around there, and then what I actually did, which is quite cool, is I put in quite a few sidings. If I just get rid of all this junk, here we go. Oh, there's my little Lego man. I put in some sidings just here. They're replacement lights for my car. They're really funky ones for the registration plate. Never mind. Yeah, this is going to be for like maybe a DMU. This maybe might have like a few extra locos in it, such as Class 08s or Black 5. Again, maybe Black 5, maybe Class 08, Black 5, Class 66. I don't know. We'll see. And you can see that that's where I keep just one half of my Class 150 DMU for testing the track. And we did a really cool thing here, didn't we, with the controller, how the wires just dive down the back there like that and then go underneath. So basically it's time to continue laying track on this side of the office. So this is where Craig does all of his work and stuff, and we share this room, so it's got to work for both of us. I'm basically going to, you can see that I've put down basically most of the return loop already. It's not been affixed yet, it's not been glued down or stuck down, whatever. And then it's going to shoot up here, the two will meet, they'll dive behind this keyboard past Almo and Cybermen and the Doctor, and then they'll come round here. There'll be a slight kink in the track here, and then it'll dive just past this speaker and behind the printer, and then underneath those cables. Oh, that was Twitter just then. I'll move all of this computer stuff. One of the things I do is I build computers for people as well, so I've got to get all that moved out of the way. And then it will basically be the bridge section. Okay, I hope you can see that okay. As you can see, I have brought across pretty much all the track I'm going to need. So we've got some straights, some more straights, some more straights, and then we've got some of the curves that they use, the set track N-Gage curves, and then we've got some short straights and some points and some really gentle curves. And the eagle-eyed of you at this point may have noticed that the sections are they're all color-coded. The different sections of track are all color-coded. So all the curves have got yellow elastic bands, and the blues are wrapped up around the straights. That's not coincidence. That's not chance. That's just me. That's the way I am. That's just me. I'm sorry. I have no explanation for that other than that's just the way I am. So call it OCD, call it being efficient and tidy, I don't know. Call it what you want, but there we go. So we're going to have obviously need quite a few of these straights. So I'm going to unravel some of those. Can I push that back a bit? No. Ooh, it's going to be tight then. I can't push the TARDIS hub back very far, so I can't push it back at all. So the track's going to have to fly right down past the front of it. Are we having any sidings on this side? No, I don't think so. There's no need for any sidings, I'm pretty sure. I might put some in the future, I don't know. But I didn't plan any, and most of the sidings are on my desk. That's where the locos will be kept, and that's where the locos will be put to sleep every night. I don't mean like put down, I mean that's where they will go to sleep. Oh, sorry kids. Right, let's get some of this N-Gage stuff connected then. It's pretty straightforward actually. Look at that. Really, really nice and simple. And you need a bit of blue tack, don't I, just to put underneath. Here we go. So if I break off just a little bit, probably that's too much actually. So yeah, something like that, not even the size of a pea, tiny. And all you do is to just place it sort of like just on the bottom there, just like that. And then you just stick that down basically. I'm not going to stick it down just yet because I'm still putting it all together. And I'm not going to keep talking to you either because you're just going to get bored and fall asleep. So I will leave the camcorder recording and then we'll just simply speed this bit of footage up until you see me finish it off. Job done. Okay, well I've been working for about 15 minutes and I think the return loop is done. Just look at that. I've had to get the track cutters out, although I haven't needed any of the FlexiTrack yet. The FlexiTrack sections are going to go behind the keyboard, I think. But look how cool SetTrack is. Can you see just there how well that lines up? Because only SetTrack pieces have been used so far. So basically just a standard radius curve and then standard straights, either medium length or short length. And just look at that. I mean, what a return loop. It's brilliant. It's like something that you see at a power plant. So I'm going to do the section, the really tricky section, the FlexiTrack section behind the keyboard. Remember how I said how perfect it was that SetTrack means these sections line up? And they do. Look at that. It's incredible. Yeah, fantastic. But it's not ideal because I'm using curves here which are exactly the same radius, and really the curve on the outer section should be a bigger radius. It should be a more gentle curve so that it ends up exactly the same as this one, sort of like that. I can get around this using the same radius of curve, but as you can see, what happens is you end up with a gap just here. Now there's no piece of SetTrack in N-Gage that can fill that gap, which is where your trusty friend, well, your trusty friends I should say, FlexiTrack and a track cutter come in. And so I have prepared this tiny little section here which will fit just perfectly into this gap, and then that'll push the curve out just enough so that I can run two really nice sweeping bits of FlexiTrack all the way down here where the, well, behind where the keyboard will go. I've got the keyboard out of the way for now. And I just wanted to share with you a quick tip, because N-Gage has a major flaw, and that it's so tiny, it's incredibly fiddly. It's really fiddly. And once you have cut and prepared your section of N-Gage track, which is hard enough as it is, to get the fish plates on is really tough. If you work with N-Gage track, you'll know what I'm on about. And I've discovered a really handy tip for doing it. Tweezers. Yeah, seriously. Basically, as you are loading the fish plates, or rail joiners if you want to be technical, onto the sections of rail, I find it really helps if you just get some tweezers like this. And remember, if you're going to borrow them from your mum or dad or whatever, just ask for permission first. But if you push one end of one of these tweezers, so like this bit here, into the fish plate, just like that, if you just push it into the fish plate, it opens the fish plate up a little bit. It opens the rail joiner up just enough so that you can easily get the rail in, but you don't lose any connection, you don't lose any connectivity. It still works perfectly, because as the rail slides in, it forms a really tight fit between the rail and the actual rail joiner. But it just really helps. I mean, I was there struggling for like 5 or 10 minutes, and I was really getting frustrated. And then I just thought, well, why don't I just go get some tweezers and just force that open a little bit, and then slide the rail in, and it works perfectly. It really does. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I will now carry on. Okay, and welcome back again. Well, what have I done? I've actually inserted an even smaller piece just underneath. I've used the same technique, the tweezers really helped, and all that's done is basically just made sure that these two curves end up exactly where I want them to be. And then I'm going to use a relatively short piece of FlexiTrack to run down the back of the keyboard there. I'm going to put 2 more curves in, 2 more standard curves in, that is, just there. Now, for this bit here, it's going to have to be FlexiTrack, and because I'm not actually hammering it into the desk, it's going to be quite tough to get the FlexiTrack to hold the flex that I put in there. It's going to probably take quite a bit of blue tack, or something else I could do is maybe cut the FlexiTrack up into smaller bits and do it that way. Well, hey, and welcome back to the last section, the last part of this video. I've been laying track for 30 to 45 minutes, and I've had to go and do a few other things as well. And as you can see, there's now a huge section of FlexiTrack just making its way, snaking its way even, that's cool, snaking its way behind the printer and going off down there to where the curves are, and then of course it will go into the bridge and yada 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 yada. Anyway, what first? Right, well, there was a change of plan for this section here that goes behind the keyboard. If you can imagine, the keyboard will go just here. This was originally going to be FlexiTrack, but I had a change of thought. And the reason for that is because SetTrack is just so much quicker and it's so much easier. I was able to lay both of these lines, they're called roads, isn't that such a silly name? But they're called roads. I was able to lay both this one here and this one here in just 30 seconds and get them all connected up and stuck down. If I'd have done that with FlexiTrack, you're talking 30 minutes. It just takes so much longer to cut it and get it just the right length, and then you have to put the fish plates on and get it to all join up, and it's just really, really difficult. And because it's N-gauge, it's really fiddly as well. So I thought I'd just save some time, make it a little bit quicker, a little bit easier, and use SetTrack. So we've basically got SetTrack, 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 little bits of Flexi, lots of SetTrack, 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 and then massive bits of Flexi. And if I just sit on the desk, here we go, you can see that I've tried to do it as best as I can. It's really hard. And people could suggest me using things like Track Setter and stuff, but to be honest, there's no point. I can't fix them. I can't fix the track down to the desk. So even if I used a Track Setter and got the curve beautifully perfect, the minute I take the Track Setter away, it just folds back to whatever shape it wants. It bends back to its natural shape, which is straight. So it's really, really hard. But using little bits of blue tack in the right places has kind of worked. I might change that. This section here might evolve. There's another cool word. It might evolve. It might change as the layout progresses, as the project progresses. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, the only section left to do is the bridge, basically, which has got to span from my desk over to this desk. And for that, we're going to need some wood.